Good morning. Happy Friday. We made it to Friday, which is awesome. If you can see the title of this up there, I said get out of a mindset of lack. So let me just talk about what that means for a minute. A mindset of lack is when you see all the things your teen doesn't do, won't do, can't do, and that becomes all that we see. Now, I want to say first and foremost, everyone has this mindset. And what I learned from psychologist Dr. Cheryl Bradshaw is that that is natural and normal. Yes, isn't that incredible? Having a mindset of lack isn't your fault. It isn't your personal failure. It is normal. She told me, and this rocked my world because sometimes I just think, I'm just kind of a negative person. Like I try to be optimistic, but I see all of the things that aren't happening, that aren't working. And she said, our brains are created that way, where we can see what's not working. We can see where there are things going wrong way more easily than the positives. And so that's why I talk so much about having a practice of gratitude. And I call it a practice because gratitude needs to be practiced every day in lots of different moments throughout the day to kind of balance the scales, because if your brain is automatically seeing all of the negative, we need to train ourselves to see the positive, because that's how we're going to get somewhere. So it's like kind of coasting along in life, seeing all the things that aren't working versus leveraging the power of your mind and being able to turn on your awareness to something more positive. Because here's what this week has been all about. It's been all about connecting more powerfully with your teen in 2018 so that you can be a massive influence in their life. So many parents are telling me that they are afraid that they have lost their teen. You know, they had a connection with them when they were a child, and now their teen is off with their friends or on their phone and getting all of these influences from all of these places that strikes fear into our hearts as parents, because we don't always like what they're picking up from the outside world. So that is why I have been so committed to showing you all the ways that you can connect with your teen so that you can be this powerful, positive, incredible influence in their life still, even though we know in the adolescent phase, part of their job is to separate from their family and figure out who they are in the outer, broader world outside of your own family unit. So let's leverage the powers, the incredible powers that we have. So I wasn't going to do this, but I'm just inspired to do an activation with you. So a lot of my work is on activating your power as a parent. And so a lot of what we can go and find on the internet is really valuable and incredible. You know, we can Google our question, come up with some resources for answers, and all of these are mind work, which we need. And this is also what students receive all day long at school. It is intellectual. It's through the mind. And our minds are incredibly powerful things, and we can think about gratitude, things that we're grateful for, but we actually can also drop that down into the power of our hearts. And when we can use both of these powers, and the power of our bodies and the power of our spirits, when we can use all of that, then we actually become a more powerful person. So let's do a quick activation together this morning to activate the power of your heart. So go ahead and join me with this. I always love to put my hand on my heart because it reminds me of where I'm going to focus. I'm going to close my eyes. So go ahead and close your eyes and let my voice guide you through this. So putting your hands on your heart. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. Another deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. And now just imagine your heart is a beautiful glowing light. And at the very pinpoint center of your heart, you see this incredible pinpoint of light like from a laser pointer. And it starts to spin and spiral. And now you have this incredible spiral of light coming from your heart center. And just imagine that spiral of light radiating out. And imagine your teen right in front of you. And imagine that spiral of light just kind of encompassing them and surrounding them. And just notice how this beautiful spiral of light from your heart is able to create this incredible connection between you and your teen, because you're just showering them with the love that you have for them. Just feel how that feels for a moment here. Feel how nourished you are by this connection. Feel how this opens you up, opens your heart, and allows you to share one of your most powerful gifts. The gift of your love. The gift of your appreciation. The gift of your gratitude for this person in your life. So take one more deep breath. I just invite you to open your eyes. Hi, I opened my eyes and there's Deeky. Good morning, Deeky. Nice to have you here this morning. So now I want you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for about your teen. 3 things you're grateful for. So this is building the muscle of gratitude, practicing gratitude for our teen. And let me just share with you that yesterday I received the most devastating news that someone in my community just lost their daughter. She was 17. And she died in a car accident. And I know these things happen all over the world, every day, but it doesn't make it any less heartbreaking. And so I came home and looked at my own kids and gave them a huge hug. And in those moments, it's so easy to be grateful for them because we still have them and we can hold them in our arms. Or even if your kids are resisting your, hugs from you, you can hold them in your heart and you can hold them in this most powerful field of gratitude, which is what we just created, this field of appreciation. And you can do this when your children have passed. Hold them in this field of gratitude and appreciation for what they have offered you in your life, who they have been, what they have shown you in their life. And that is a most incredible, powerful connection. So what I want you to hear from this morning is often we feel like to be connected with someone else, they have to be connected back with us and be responding to what we say and interacting with us. And that doesn't have to be the case. So no matter what your relationship is with your teen right now, you can create this field of appreciation and gratitude for who your teen is. And if things are really tense between you two, start small. And if you want to start for things you're grateful for about how things have been in the past, that's great. But even better is focusing on what you're grateful for right now. So maybe the start is, I'm grateful that my teen is still living under my roof because I still can interact with them. Maybe you're grateful that your teen wants to borrow your car because at least you have something that you're communicating over. So no matter how difficult you feel like this situation is between you and your teen, I want you to start in a place where you are and really lean into appreciating that and being grateful for that. And then the more you can do it, move into character qualities. I appreciate my teen's sense of humor because I see them looking at their phone and laughing. I appreciate my teen's consistency in that they are always on their phone. So you can be playful with it and find those things that you really are appreciating about them, whether they're light and humorous or if they are more deeper in nature. Because what this is doing, remember, is we have a natural inclination to see how things aren't working. And that is our brain's natural setting. And so we are practicing gratitude and appreciation to open up our hearts to create this powerful field of love so that our teens will feel and know this connection. And I use those words intentionally, that they will feel it, that they will know it, because so much of the interactions we have with teens are non-verbal. That's true of all people. We read way more in a situation that is not words than our words. And yet, here is how we are all suffering. We're so wordy, and we go to school and we hear words, and we feel like that's how people learn the most. The best is from talking about it and hearing the words, and so we do that to our kids. And that, my friends, is just not true. We have been schooled by our school system into thinking that the most effective teaching method is in talking. And it's not. It's in being. And so that activation that we just did was opening up that heart space as a real, powerful, living space that you're creating for your teen. So often we think, like, they're under my roof. I've created this environment for them. They have a safe, warm place to be. And we also can create an emotional environment for our children. And that's what we are doing when we are spiraling our hearts, creating this field of gratitude. And the more we do that, if this becomes a daily practice for you, your teen will feel it, and you will feel it. And you'll start to catch yourself in those moments when you start to see all the things that are lacking. You can remind yourself, oh, there are also other positive, wonderful things happening here. And what it does is it tips the scales, so there's more positivity built up in your connection, in your relationship. And so when there are things that you need to address, like, honey, we've talked about this before, and I really, we need to have this conversation again, where you're helping your child learn something new. Sometimes they take that as criticism and judgment, because they are very sensitive in those teenage years to that negative criticism. And if that's all they feel like they're getting from us, that is so hard for them to even be willing to listen. And so the more we can create gratitude and see them for who they are right now. Above all else, teens need to be seen for who they are right now. Even when who they are right now feels like I'm really awkward right now, I'm really struggling right now, I'm really suffering in silence right now, I'm really confused right now. If we can see them and see all of those things, the frustration, the confusion, the awkwardness, as learning, they're in the middle of learning and they're learning something incredible, that is a beautiful space to hold them in. So it's so funny. I just was thinking of so many people in my career as a teacher working with teens all day, every day, would say to me, "Oh, wow, you're really brave to work with teens." And I get it, because teens have this negative stereotype of being tough and rude and all those things we say. But I always have so appreciated working with teens because first of all, I could really see them learn. Like I could see it all over them. And sometimes learning looks like struggle. And so I could see it inside of them that they were learning. And over the course of months, it was incredible to watch how much learning had happened. Whether that was just learning how to handle the classroom environment with these kids from the first day in September, to all of the ideas that they had to process and new concepts they had to create. It was incredible because their brains are on fire. They can make these connections, and they make all sorts of connections that I never did. And that was also incredible because they saw things from a different perspective. And in our lives and in our world, we need that. We need to see things differently. We need to do things creatively. We need to partner with this new generation, not 5 years from now when they're in the workforce, but we need to partner with them right now because they have an incredible capacity to see things differently than we do. That is the gift of the young. And sometimes that can be difficult when we feel like we've got this figured out and this is just the way you need to do it and this is just the way it is. Teens push against that all day long, and they should, and we need it. And so I'm just sharing that with you because that is one of the key reasons why I am so passionate about working with teens and opening up our hearts as the adults in their lives to love them and really hear them, because that is going to create this ripple effect in the world where we can learn and grow and evolve our ideas and our consciousness and the way we interact with our earth and the way we live. Now, I feel like it's just come down from one very small practice of thinking of things you're grateful for about your teen to these ripple effects of changing the way the world operates. And that is it. We can never underestimate the power